Learn classes and objects in Kotlin. A class is a blueprint for creating objects. It defines properties, data, and methods, functions that the created objects will have. An object is an instance of a class. Each object can have different values for the properties defined in the class. In this example, we see a class called person with two properties, name and age. We're creating two objects, first and second person, with different properties. If we compare the two objects, they are different. Now we create a third object called third person, and you will see that despite having the same properties, they are not equal. This is because the two objects have two different instances in memory, and an equal operator is comparing by that. Now let's notice that the age property is declared as mutable using var instead of val, so we can override age value after the object is created, whereas we cannot do the same with name since it's immutable. Now let's have a look at how we can make that two objects of the same class with the same properties are evaluated as equals. As you can see, we need to use the same trick as in Java, using equals and hashcode methods. Both methods can be auto-generated using the IDE. Let's try again to compare the two objects with the same properties. Now that we've implemented equals and hashcode methods, you can see that the comparison is true, so the two objects are evaluated as equals. There are ways to create constructors and initiators in Kotlin. The one we've seen in the header of the class until now, it's the primary constructor. In this example, we're going to create an init block, that is an initiator, to validate the properties of the class at the moment we're creating the object. In this case, we're validating that the age is at most 150. If it's higher, it will throw an exception thanks to the require method. Here is an example of a secondary constructor in Kotlin. It's a way to declare multiple constructors, so at the moment of declaring an object, you can use any of them. In this case, we're adding one more property called surname, which is not present in the primary constructor. So the secondary constructor must call the primary one. And in this case, we're merging name and surname into one single property called name. In the secondary constructor, you can also do validations, even though if you want to be sure that validators are consistent across all the constructors, you need to use the init block as shown in the previous example. As you can see here, we're using both constructors of the person class to create objects with and without surname. Follow me to be sure to stay up to date and don't miss any Kotlin tutorial or any other content I publish about software engineering.